Center for Spiritual Living, Port Angeles, on a beautiful, beautiful spring day evening. We had rain and gray and sun and warm and wind, and I think we've had all the seasons except snow, or maybe there was in the mountains, I don't know. But I'm really happy to be with all of you on Zoom and all of you out there in Facebook land for another Thursday evening gathering. I'm Reverend Asha Burson-Johnson. My preferred pronouns are she, her, and it is my honor and privilege to be the spiritual director here in this beautiful place and to see all of you. Oh, there's Joel. Hello, Joel. I love seeing faces pop up on Zoom. So we don't have any announcements other than life goes on. We are continuing to go on as human beings, doing our lives, living the best life we possibly can live in each and every moment. So that's the announcement. Do that. That's your homework for the week. We're going to read our vision and our mission together. I forgot I was going to send out the program to everybody, so I apologize for that. I will send out the program next week with the Wednesday Wisdom, so you can have all this stuff at home to look at and read with us as you choose. So I'm going to invite us to read our vision and mission together, as we always do, anchoring in who we are here to be. Our vision. We are an open, safe, creative, affirming, and thriving spiritual community where we experience divine love and connection every day, even if it's just through the internet. Our mission. Through spiritual, artistic, and social gatherings, we experience and express divine love. Our intentions create ripples of compassion into the world. Our opening song is "This Place is Sacred." This place is sacred, this place is sacred, this place is where the breath of God has come to be. This place is sacred, this place is sacred, this place is sacred, this place is where the breath of God has come to be. This place is sacred. Look in the waters, look in the skies, look in the land and come to realize this place is sacred. This place is sacred. This place is sacred. This place is where the breath of God has come to be. This place is sacred. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes, look in my eyes and come to realize this place is sacred. Look into my eyes, know this space 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 sacred. This place is sacred, this place is sacred, this place is where the breath of God has come to be. This place is sacred, this place is sacred, this place is sacred, this place is where the breath of God has come to be. This place is sacred. Look into my eyes, know breath. Beautiful. I'm going to invite up from afar PJ Harris, our practitioner for this evening. She will give us an opening reading, which I hope she pulled one because I forgot to send her one. Or you can make something up. Just make something up. She'll do a brief time of silence that I will not bring out with a crystal bowl because I'm going to be holding the iPad. And then she will do an opening prayer and then lead us in our affirmation.
To me, success is accomplishing something while enjoying what you are doing, which requires enthusiasm about the activity. Pray daily to be filled with the spirit of love and joy, and then let it spill over onto everything you do. Reverend Kathy Ann Lewis. So I sing and dream and speak praises of this beautiful day. This beautiful day in this beautiful community. We are blessed. We are blessed to join in whatever forum that brings these loving hearts together. We are blessed with the tenacity that we share for sharing the love of God and sharing the love of Spirit and sharing the love. And so I know that everything in this moment, everything in this gathering, this virtual loving gathering is blessed. It is blessed, and it is whole, and it is free, and it is love. And so as we are all enfolded in this holy moment, this holy hour, this holy gathering, I say my word of blessing. I say my word of gratitude. And I release this into the clay and the clay of the law, knowing that all is well, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you again, PJ. That was lovely. Do you want to do your song before or after my talk? 23rd song. Let's do it before.
Okay.
We did not do the affirmation. Oh, thank you.
That's what I thought you were getting ready to do.
I spazzed on that. Sorry, PJ. I took away your thunder. Let's do our affirmation together. Hopefully you have it out there in the Zoom land. Affirmation. I ask, what is my purpose now? And discover something deeper beyond my fleeting feelings or preferences. I move intentionally from purpose and do what is mine to do in this moment. Hi, nice to see you. All right, so we're going to do this beautiful version of the 23rd song that Catherine wrote. So I invite you to use this as a prayer, as a deep knowing, as a connection with who you are and who we are always with. We are never, ever alone. Yeah, thank you. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. So here we are, another week. This week's theme is, what is my purpose now? What is my purpose now? Not 10 minutes ago, not tomorrow, but right now. Right now my purpose is to be fully present with people that are in the room, with people that are out there in Zoom land, with people that eventually will be watching us on Facebook. To be here, present now. To be my authentic self as much as I possibly can. To be the love that I am in this moment. That's my purpose right now. Earlier today, my purpose was to feed the dog and to take a walk. So our purpose can change. We have our intrinsic, deep, deep purposes that always travel with us. But in every moment, there is a purpose behind what we are doing, what we are intending, what we are wanting to be in that moment. And again, much of my talk tonight comes from this book, Improv Wisdom, which I know is backwards on the screen, but that's okay. Improv Wisdom. The book is by Patricia Ryan Madsen, and tonight we're going to be speaking about the 7th maxim and the 8th maxim. And I like the word maxim. They're like, these are the rules, but maxim has a different feeling to them, less rigid than rules. They're kind of like suggestions. The 7th maxim says, face the facts. Deal with what's in front of us in that given moment. In improvisation, face the facts means that when someone starts a scene, if they say, that's a cute looking dog you've got there, then you know that a fact has been established that there's a dog in front of you. And you would never, as a fellow improver, say, well, that's not a dog, that's
That was the end of the song.
that was our intermission. Oh my gosh. I love live theater, don't you?
You're improving very well.
I said this was the perfect example of facing the facts, working with what is. The iPad has no more storage room, so I luckily got a new phone today, so I hopefully have enough room on my phone to record this. So we're going to continue on at this point. Working with the facts, working with what is, and then figuring something out. Dealing with what is, and then saying, okay, if I can't do this, what can I do? If that's not working, what can I do? What is possible instead of what's impossible? That has saved my bacon more than once in the last couple of months, that thought. Because my brain wants to often go to what's impossible. It's never going to work. It's never going to come out. We're going to be trapped in this way forever. And that's not true, because we never do anything forever. You know, the planets haven't even existed forever. So why do we think that today is going to be the same as every other day for now until eternity? So there will be change. There is always change. And we can face the facts in this moment and work with them and deal with what's happening. The other night, Richard, my stepdad, has a cup that sits next to his bed in a little soft pocket that Clancy made that she can safety pin to the mattress, so his cup can be right there, secure, so he can just lean over in the night and drink out of the straw and have a drink of water without trying to fumble around on a nightstand for a cup. Well, the cup got set back down and then got knocked over in the middle of the night. So water just went everywhere. There's a lid on it, but the lid popped off and water went everywhere. So my very creative mother, who works with the facts as they are and then figures out something else, thought, well, it was because he was trying to put the cup back in this soft pocket, which collapses when he takes his cup out. And he's trying to get it in there in the dark and with hands that aren't working great. So she thought, if I just had something round that I could set in the pocket to hold it open so the cup has a place to be, like a cup holder in a car, right? She used the bottom of an oatmeal box. She had just a little bit of oatmeal left. It was exactly the right size. She's cutting off the bottom of the box, and one of our caregivers is like, what in the heck are you doing? She said, I'm making a cup holder. What else? We work with what's happening, and then we think, creatively, what can I do in this moment? What is there to do? Work with what we've been given. Whatever it is. We don't really have a choice. There's a great word in the book that's a Japanese word called arugamama. Arugamama. Let's say that together. Arugamama. Arugamama means the virtue of abiding with things as they are. Abiding with, I can't abide this means I hate it, I can't stand it, I can't sit with it, I can't be with it. If we can't abide something, that's what that means. If we are abiding with something, it means we are accepting things as they are and abiding with them. Being with, not against, with. Ooh, take a breath on that, because there's a lot of things we don't want to be with, right? Mm-hmm. And yet, there are things that are going on. And we have the opportunity and the choice. We can fight things as they are all we want. And that's probably not going to change them. So can we abide with them? Can we say, this is what's happening? How can I best maneuver, work with, be with, abide with what it is? Arugamama. It's a great word.
Great rhythm to it, too.
It's a great word. Arugamama. We need to write a song.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yes, arugamama, arugamama, la 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 la. Or you're a real arugamama, you. You arugamama. Hey, arugamama. I think that's what we're going to call each other from now on. Hey, arugamama, good to see you. Arugamama goes to the Bahamas. No, okay, I'm getting off track now. I'm getting off track. Arugamama says this is a realistic and responsive approach to whatever's going on. Realistic and responsive, not reactive, responsive. So can I be with what's happening and be with it in a realistic and responsive way? The other thing she talked about in that chapter is something she calls embrace the wobble. W-O-B-B-L-E, the wobble. The wobble. I like that word. Wobble's another good word. There's a lot of good words tonight. She was talking about doing some physical therapy. She needed to strengthen her legs. And so the physical therapist had her standing on, I don't know if you've seen, they're like a round ball on one side and a flat platform on the top. And they often have you kind of stand on them almost like you're surfing, and you got to try to balance. But 99.9% of the time, you're actually off balance. And she said she was trying it at home, and she kept falling over. So then she thought, oh, I'm just going to balance and brace myself on this door. And that's great. So she was so proud of herself because she could balance there with just, 2 fingers on the door. She went back to her physical therapist and said, watch, look how I do this. And her physical therapist said, wrong, wrong, wrong. She said, your body needs to learn how to refire all those muscles. You need to be off balance in order to retrain your muscles. Cheating by holding onto the wall isn't doing what we want this to do. You have to embrace the wobble. Embrace that feeling of being just a little bit off balance, because that's what helps us to be floating, surfing, riding with life that is always off balance. If you're completely in balance all the time, you're not moving. There's no movement in complete balance. We always say, I want to be balanced, but there's no movement there. Nothing's happening. If you think of a seesaw, if it's perfectly balanced, nobody's having any fun. We have to embrace the wobble. Embrace the movement. Surfers would be really bored if the wave was the same. I'm on my surfboard. Ooh, the wave is the same. This is very exciting. They would have nothing to do. Skiing would be very boring if we weren't shushing down the slopes. Always just a little bit off balance. Always just a little bit precarious. I don't know how many of you roller skated back when they used to have, 4 wheels on a roller skate. I never got into that inline skating thing. But when I would go around the track at the roller skating rink, I loved that feeling of going around the corner. I couldn't go backwards. I was not a fancy skater, but I loved that feeling of zipping around the corner. Doing the crossover just on the edge of falling over. Just on the edge. So can we embrace the wobbles in our life? Can we embrace what seems really crazy and off balance, and then find the dance in that? Find the flow in that. Find the movement in that. Can we embrace that? She said balance is an inactive idea. Balancing is active. It's an active verb, and we want to be active. We want to be engaging in our lives. It develops strength in instability. We develop our strength only in conditions that are unstable. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? If everything's stable all the time, we have no push. There's nothing to resist against to build the muscles, to strengthen us. I know each one of you could think about times in your life where there was adversity, challenge, struggle, trial. And then you look back with that beautiful hindsight vision and can say, I came out of that stronger. I came out of that more powerful. It looked precarious for a while. Looked like maybe my wobble would tumble me to the ground. But somehow I moved through because we're here. So we made it. Up until this moment, we're still here. So we embrace that experience, helping us know that the instabilities of life are what create strength in us. So, to the 8th maxim, let's take a breath. And actually, before I go further, I'm going to do what we started practicing last week. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about something you just heard that is meaningful, powerful, or interesting to you. Something you heard that is meaningful, powerful, or interesting. Jody's adding her 2 cents. Take a deep breath and come back. So far, face the facts, Aruga Mama, and embrace the wobble. The 8th maxim says, what is my purpose now? And I've been using that particular phrase, especially in the last week. Very much so. It helps me to remember who I really am. Not who I am on the surface, not who I am in the winds of life as they blow me around, but who am I and who do I want to be in this moment? She gave examples of a couple that was really struggling and fighting and having challenges. And the wife was saying she wanted him to be different, and he was saying he wanted her to be different, and they were just really struggling with that. And she was like, well, what's my purpose now? My purpose is to make him understand the mistakes of his ways. No. Okay, what's my purpose? To make him see that I'm right. No, that's not it. She got to the place where she was able to say, my purpose is to be in a harmonious and loving relationship with my husband. When we think about our deep purpose in this moment, what am I really wanting here? What's my deep desire in this moment? We feel, at least I feel, I don't know about you, but I sink in. I find more space. I find more room in my chest to breathe. What's my purpose right now? If I'm out in the world and I'm wearing a mask and someone yells at me for wearing a mask, or I'm not wearing a mask and someone yells at me for not wearing a mask, or any of the other possible permutations that could happen right now, it's very easy to get caught and reactive in that moment, to want to stand our ground for whatever we believe. What's my purpose right now? My purpose is peace. So maybe how do I go about that in this moment so that I feel peace and maybe that other person can feel some peace? Because clearly we're all scared right now. So can we be reminding ourselves who we are here to be so that we can move forward in that space of peace and grace? Oh, I'm looking at little Bear on the screen. So cute. Bear's listening attentively.
In the present now.
Yes. So one of the things this maxim says, what's my purpose now, is it moves us beyond what do I feel like doing right now. Because often it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. What do I feel like doing right now? I don't want to do the laundry. I don't want to feed the dog. I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to clean the house. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. How many people have that little voice in their head besides me? Am I alone? I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Well, feelings are really fleeting. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Feelings are very fleeting. So what do I feel like doing changes all the time. What's my purpose takes me deeper. The author talked about going shopping in a big mall at Christmas time, and her purpose was to find a nice gift for her sister. That was her purpose. She found herself wandering through the clothing racks, looking at stuff for herself, just kind of meandering through, and she went, wait a minute, what's my purpose now? Find my sister a present. I've already done that. I can leave. I don't have to, I can come back and look at these clothes another day. I fulfilled my purpose now, which was get my sister a nice gift. It helps us refocus, reframe, and stay on track. What's my purpose? My purpose is to move. My purpose is to have harmony in my house. My purpose is, I don't know what your purpose is. And you don't even know what your purpose is until we ask the question in the moment and then deeply listen. Be willing to deeply listen for the inner wisdom inside of each of us that is ready, willing, and able to give us an answer. What is my purpose right now? Take a breath. Underneath this question, what is my purpose now, is what is uniquely mine. What is uniquely a gift that I have? What is a unique gift you have? Or many gifts? What is it that could not be done if I weren't here? I have 5 nieces and nephews. Nobody else can be Aunt T for those nieces and nephews. If I weren't here, they would have some other aunts, but they wouldn't have Aunt T. That's uniquely mine. It's uniquely mine to be the daughter to my mom. Nobody else can do that. We each have unique things that only we can do. And if we weren't here, they would not get done. They wouldn't happen in the world. So that's a good question too. What's my purpose now? What is uniquely mine? And what would it not get done if it weren't for me? That doesn't mean that we have to go out and do 15 more things. That's not what I'm saying here. It's not about more doingness. It's a deep step back into what am I here to be? What am I here to do? And how can I best do that? How can I best be that? Usually for me, it means take 3 steps backwards. Step out of the doingness, the immediate need to fix, manage, handle, and do something. And instead take a breath and take a pause back and notice, what is my purpose here? A lot of times for me, it's to be light, to be joy. That's my purpose. Sometimes it's no more significant than that. And that's plenty significant. That's plenty significant. Joy and light, we kind of need that, right? Now, there are lots of other people that exude joy and light in the world, but not in my particular way. Not in your particular way. Take another deep breath. Close your eyes. What did I hear that felt important or sparked a new idea? Or that I find useful? Take another deep breath and open your eyes. I really love the 23rd Psalm. I've heard it so many different ways. This is one of my particular favorites. And I know I've shared before, but I want to share again the metaphysical meaning of the valley of the shadow of death. The valley of the shadow of death in biblical times was the valley where the shepherds, sheep herders, I don't know why I can't say that word, shepherds, where they would drive their flocks through the valley to get to the meadows. And the valley was where the wolves would hang out, because they knew that's a good eating place. So the shepherds would drive their flock through the valley of the shadow of death. The wolves were the shadow of death. So the phrase is, though I walk through the valley, I don't build a condominium there. We can often feel like we're stuck in the valley of the shadow of death. The key is keep moving, keep walking. The shepherds knew they weren't going to stop for tea in the middle of the valley. They were going to keep on going to keep their flock safe. So we are I can't talk today. We are our flock. Internally, we are each one of us our own flock. So how can we tend to ourselves so that we keep moving through the valley? What's my purpose? Face the facts as they are. Work with them. In improvisation, improvers make creative uses of whatever facts they're given. Whatever they are. The crazier the better. And they make something interesting out of it. Not something funny, but something true. Improv is not about being funny. It's about being true in the moment. So that's good for us too. Take another deep breath. I am grateful for this wisdom through this book, through this time of exploring life differently, of figuring out how to manage each and every day. What a blessing. Sometimes it feels hidden, but it's there. It's there. Somewhere under that pile of manure is a pony. Take another breath. This is our time for conscious giving. If you choose to consciously give in person today, we've got a couple people very socially distant in the living room. And we've got a bunch of stuff that already got put into the bowl earlier this week. I am grateful for the conscious gifts that have already flown into the center. So we're going to say our conscious giving affirmation together if you choose. I am open to give. I am open to receive. I am grateful to be in the flow of life, through and as me. Maybe a little, though I walk with you while I walk around. I'm grateful for these gifts, consciously and freely given. I'm grateful for the abundance of life that is expressed through the world and through this property and through this bowl. I'm grateful for the abundance of all goodness and all of things that show us who we really are, the divine in form, the beloved of the beloved. When we ask, what is my purpose now? It is always something that is more enlivening, something beautiful, something powerful, something deep, and something good. And so I am grateful to know that right here and right now, and to know that this good flows out into the wider world through a variety of projects we do out in the community. It is good and very, very good, and so it is. Hopefully, in another week or so, we will have our very own little free pantry at the entrance to our property. So if that's something you would like to give to, you can bring canned foods, packaged foods, feminine products, games, toys. You can put all kinds of things in the little free pantry, and people can come along as they need to, whenever they need to, and take what they need and give what they can. There are now 6 of them in Port Angeles, all across the city. There's 3 that are going up in Forks, and there's 1 happening in Sequim that I know about, maybe hopefully more. So this little free pantry idea that Compassion Campaign started with just 1, has now grown and expanded and is really rippling out some good into the world. So you are part of that, we are part of that. That's a beautiful thing. On Saturday, they're giving away pounds and pounds of potatoes and onions at the fairgrounds. So if you want some potatoes or onions, or know somebody who could use potatoes and onions for free, they bought them from farmers and they're distributing them for free. So I'm going to go at the end of the day. I spoke to the woman who's running it, and because she said I'm going to limit it to a bag of potatoes and a bag of onions each, but she said at the end of the day, whatever's left over, she's going to give me a bunch, and I'm going to go around and fill up some in from the little free pantries, because potatoes and onions will keep fairly well in the pantries. It's nice to have something fresh. So that's just one example of the many ways that we reach out. By next week, I would like Clancy and I to put together our normal baggie ministry bags sometime next week. Doesn't have to be Thursday night. But if you would like to come by and pick up a couple of bags for the baggie ministry anytime after next week, we will make sure to sanitize the outside of each bag so you can pick them up and also give them out feeling confident that they are secure and sanitized. Because we want to keep that going. There's a lot more hunger happening now, right here and everywhere else. So we want to really keep this idea of everybody eats, and however we can do that and provide for that, we will. So that's what's going on with that. All right, let's do like a sunbeam, and then we'll stay for a little bit afterwards and chat. You're welcome to stand and stretch if you want. Like a sunbeam to the sun. With God. Thank you all. Hang out if you want. I'm going to turn off the recording and then we'll unmute and we can chat for a minute. So great to have you here. So great to have you there. So great to have you out there. Mwah. Bye.